to see how Robinson recovers from that injury, but
and they spent a lot of money in free agency.
Yeah.
Was that a good thing? Probably not.
Definitely overpaid on Christian Kirk, but
And Zay Jones and Evan Ingram. But I think those are better weapons than he had.
Yeah.
So I think that helps him maybe win 5 to 6 games.
And then the Texans, they just don't really have anything going for them.
I like the hire in Lovie Smith, but I just think hiring a coach doesn't change much when your team is just...
Yeah, their best player is Brandon Cooks probably, and he's an above-average receiver at best.
Yeah, we hear they're confident in Davis Mills, which I kind of like, but they have a good future. They traded Deshaun Watson for about every pick possible. So.
Yeah.
Their defense, though, is they lost Justin Reed. They're Cunningham, he's gone. Like, they're just out.
Yeah, I don't see them winning more than 3 games this year.
Yeah, they're bad once again.
What division are we on to next?
Going to do the NFC South.
Yeah, I think that division should be run by the Buccaneers, but I could see the Saints pulling something off. Because at the start of the year with Jameis, the Saints were pretty good. They were like 4-1 or something.
Blew out the Packers.
Yeah, but then Jameis got hurt, and it all just kind of went down from there.
Yeah, I think the Buccaneers are actually going to coast in that division. The departure of Sean Payton, I think, is a big deal. Dennis Allen, I think he'll be a great coach because he's a defensive mastermind, but I don't see anyone taking down Tom Brady this year, especially Jameis Winston. The Saints are heavy in the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes, so that shows they're not too confident in Jameis. They definitely wanted an upgrade, and they didn't get it. So I think that's not a good look when you try to get something new and you go back to the old thing. It just makes him feel like he's not valued. Same thing with the Panthers and Falcons in that division. They all went in for the quarterback and didn't get him.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see any of those teams doing much this year.
Apparently the Panthers are confident in starting Sam Darnold this year, but I think that's probably more just they're not going to go on the media and say, starting quarterback sucks.
I saw that interview. The GM like a minute later was like, I was not supposed to say that. So they might be drafting someone, that means. Right. Maybe Malik Willis.
They like Kenny Pickett, I know.
Yeah.
But I think they're definitely going to be better than the
Falcons who I have being the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah, Marcus Mariota hasn't really proven anything.
They had a head coach who has proven nothing as a coach, a quarterback who's proven nothing as a quarterback.
Their best wide receiver is...
I can't even pronounce his name. Zacchaeus.
They got Kyle Pitts, who I think will have a good year this year, but...
Kyle Pitts, I feel bad for that guy. Kyle Pitts and A.J. Terrell are
they're the
only bright spots. Everyone else is either bad or just declining.
They got no run game. Probably no pass game.
Yeah. The one move I liked is when they re-signed Cordero Patterson, because that guy's been on the move so much, he finally found a home. But it's just not enough to carry that bad of an offense.
Yeah, I'm not sure why, if they're a young team that doesn't really have much hope for this season, why they'd go and get a veteran quarterback like Mariota,
right,
who has just been sitting on the bench the past 5 years. So I'm not thinking they're going to be very good.
All right, so moving on. I think this is our final division. Actually, no, we have 2 more, but the AFC North. Who do you got winning that? That is another tough division.
Yeah. I think I'd
still I think people are forgetting how good the Ravens were last year with Lamar. I remember it was either a Sunday night or a Monday night game. Lamar threw 4 picks, and they still won. That's just a testament to how good of a coach John Harbaugh is. I think that this year they come back better. They have Lamar Jackson returning from injury, obviously. J.K. Dobbins.
Marcus Peters coming back.
Marlon Humphrey missed some time, too. Patrick Queen gets another year under his belt.
They just signed Marcus Williams, right?
Yeah, that's a really underrated signing. Maybe one of the most underrated signings of the year. I think he was a great safety with the Saints. And I think his career was defined by one bad play, and it just happened to be a very bad play.
Yeah.
But I think he's a great safety. Top 10, I'd put him. And I think that'll transform that secondary. Yeah, so I think the Ravens have a great year, but I have them finishing second.
Yeah, it's hard to put the Bengals or put the Ravens ahead of the Bengals with their making the Super Bowl last year, but
yeah,
I think the Bengals will have I don't want to say a worse year, but not really any better than last year. Kind of had a easy run in the playoffs. Not really easy, but
I don't know. I see it hard for the Bengals to not win that. They have the same team from last year, but now they signed Lyle Collins and Ali Marpet. 2 Pro Bowl linemen. I think that is a significant offseason for them. Burrow being the most sacked quarterback in the NFL, and he finally gets his protection. I like those moves a lot. And they extended Zach Taylor, their coach. I like that. So I think the Bengals come out, very young team. Now they have that playoff experience. I think they come out and surprise some people this year. Because I've heard a lot of people think they're going to regress. They got lucky, all that. I think they win 12, 13 games.
The Browns are also another team that you could argue that they could win the division if Watson will play and if he's still the same Watson that we remember.
Yeah. I kind of have a bold take for Watson. I don't think he's going to be great.
I don't either.
I think he hasn't played meaningful football in over 2 seasons. People use the argument, we led the league in passing yards. They lost, 13 games that year? It was garbage time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Those yards were meaningless. So I think he hasn't played a meaningful down in over 2 years. He's got all these allegations out about his name. I just don't see him being the top 5 quarterback he used to be. I think he actually takes a step back, and he's not even top 10 anymore.
Yeah, I actually agree with that take.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's good, but I also wouldn't be surprised if he's not good.
Right.
So for that reason, I got to put him middle of the pack quarterback.
But they do have an elite run game too. They got 2 elite running backs.
Yeah.
They signed Amari Cooper, so
I just don't know if their coach is cutting it. Kevin Stefanski, I don't know. We saw him last year, struggled. You could also put the blame on Baker Mayfield, but I also think Baker Mayfield he's a dark horse candidate to make a comeback in this league.
yeah, I agree. He was hurt for pretty much all of last year.
He's just a tough dude. He played through like a dislocated shoulder.
He started out when he was healthy at the start of the year. The Browns were 4-0, I think, or maybe 4-1.
Yeah, he's just one of those guys who just loves football. Kind of a guy you want to have on your team.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if my Seahawks traded it for him.
That's kind of what it's looking like right now. It's either a backup job for him or the Seahawks, and
Right.
I think it'd be a smart move if they can trade like
Him and Locke are kind of similar. I'd definitely say Baker's better, but it's hard to say. So
if you could get like a 3rd or a 4th for Baker, I'd 100% do that. So in last place, we had the Steelers. Rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins. Just terrible. But I have the Steelers coming in last place. I think they're losing Big Ben. It's just not a good move.
Trubisky's just... I think he
could be good. He could be good.
I think he's better than what people say about him. He just always gets hate, but even on the Bears, he wasn't that bad.
Yeah. I've also heard rumors about Deontay Johnson potentially getting a trade. That whole 2019 class, I've heard rumors about getting traded. Terry, DK, AJ, Debo now. It's all of them are just kind of stuck in bad situations at this moment. So,
well, they all want top-tier money. But I don't think any of them are. I mean, they're all top 10. I wouldn't.
Debo, I'd maybe consider after
Maybe.
last season, but he's only done that one season. He's never stayed healthy.
I don't know if he goes somewhere else. I think they won't be quite as good.
Yeah,
Or he
the
won't be quite as
Goldilocks
good.
conditions in San Fran. He was their guy, so I think that's why he had so much production, because just his opportunity was great. I also think the NFL is just a league of opportunity.
All right, we're getting a little off topic here. What division do we got to finish it off?
The AFC East. I think that's an
Should
easy
be obvious.
Bills winner.
Yeah. I think even the Patriots last year did better than they should have.
Yeah, I
just
think they take a step back this year. But the Bills, not much to say, but they picked up Von Miller. They have the same team, but picked up Von Miller. I've heard rumors about them drafting Breece Hall, which could transform their run game, and then they'd be unstoppable.
I think Gabriel Davis is going to be
his last
one of the
game,
most
what did he have,
improved this
4
year.
touchdowns. That was crazy.
Yeah, I don't see them losing more than a couple games this year.
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
I actually think the Dolphins will take second this year in the division, getting Tyreek Hill. Did they get someone else? Might have just been
Cedric Wilson.
Cedric Wilson. So they got great receivers, an okay run game, but quarterback is still...
a new coach, though. I like to hire Mike McDaniel a lot. He is actually my coach of the year. I think he's going to come out and be great. He's a likable guy. I think what he did with the Niners offense was great, and I think he does that with the Dolphins.
Yeah, he's got guys like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle to work with. Mike Gesicki's top 10 tight end.
If everything goes right, that could be a nightmare to guard that offense.
They got a good defense, too.
Yeah. They re-signed Xavier Howard. That was a big re-sign.
I think they'll be a wild card team, maybe.
Yeah, look out for second-year safety Javon Holland to make a big step this year.
People are already saying he's a top 10 safety just based off his rookie year.
I think he comes out and plays great this year. And then we both have the Patriots finishing third.
Yeah.
I think Mac Jones, he's one of those high floor, low ceiling guys. I think that he comes out this year and he plays slightly better than last year, and that is his ceiling. He had a great scenario to do that with Bill Belichick, so he can reach his ceiling quick.
They're lacking receivers a little bit. They just traded for Devontae Parker, so that might help a little bit, but who else do they got? They got
Kendrick Bourne. And Keel Harry. It's
Jacoby Myers.
Nelson Aguilar.
They're all like above average, but none of them are great.
So, they got a pretty good run game with Damian Harris, but I also
Andre Stevenson's pretty good.
Right. I'd credit that mainly to coaching though. I think Belichick's just a wizard when it comes to like defense and the run game
and tight ends.
Yeah, they have Hunter Henry and Johnny
like
Smith.
Double-digit touchdown season.
So we got them finishing third because there's no way the Jets win more than 5 games next year.
Yeah, I think Zach Wilson will be a little bit better, but
I think the Jets are going to ruin his career if they don't get him help ASAP.
I think they got Elijah Moore, who
showed
pretty
signs,
good. Yeah. Corey Davis is decent, I guess, but
as a wide receiver one, Corey Davis for a young quarterback, not ideal at all.
Yeah, and they don't have much of a run game either.
No, and they lost Marcus May.
Right.
And
they got, what do they have? What pick do they have? Second?
10. Lions are at 2. Jets are 10. So they could definitely get help.
Yeah, they have the Seahawks pick from the Jamal Adams trade.
Right, yeah.
Well, do we got anything else to
wrap it up with your, who's your coach of the year next year?
I don't know. I like your pick with Mike McDaniel, but
it's kind of on the bolder side. First year coach. I'm confident in this, so that's why I went with that.
Who did the Vikings just get?
Kevin O'Connell.
I think he could be a candidate for that if the Vikings can perform how I'm expecting them to.
Their defense steps up almost certainly, yeah. But yeah, that's about it. That is our 2023 NFL season. Look for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win the Super Bowl.
Or the Buffalo Bills. Maybe a Buccaneers-Bills Super Bowl?
Maybe.
That'd be cool.
All right. Have a good one.
Make my earthquake. Make my